Hello everyone. So this tutorial will show you how to make a vase or some other pretty complex shapes. So the first thing I need to do to make my vase is I need to make some extra planes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select my top plane and then I'm going to go into Command Manager and I will go over here into Reference Geometry. I'm going to click on plane. There we go. And now I have a plane that is, for example, over here it says it's 4 inches on the top of my top plane. All right, I'm going to click OK. So now I have two planes that are parallel to each other, right? I have top plane and I have plane, I think it's going to be called, let's see, it's called plane 5. That's because I had some planes in between that. All right, so I'm going to make another one of those planes. So once again, Command Manager, Reference Geometry, Plane. This one's going to be 3 inches. Hit OK. And another plane. Same deal. Reference Geometry, Plane. This one's going to be 2 inches above the top plane. And now I'm going to make another plane. Once again, Reference Geometry, Plane. And this one is going to be 1 inch above my top plane. So now take a look. I have 5 planes, right? I have 5 planes all parallel to each other, but I'm only going to use 4 of them. So first, Control 7 if you want to go into isometric. I'm going to select my plane that's 1 inch on top of my top plane. For me, that's plane 8. And I'm going to make a sketch in that plane. And I'm going to make a circle. I'm going to make a central circle. And I'm going to start it up at the origin. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and add some dimensions to this. So I'm going to use my smart dimension and I'm going to give it a radius of 1 inch. There we go. So that's one plane. So if you look on my plane, you can see that it's on this plane right there. Now I'm going to select the next plane. Actually, first I need to exit sketch, right? So you can see my planes. So now I'm going to select my next plane. I'm going to select this plane over here and I'm going to make a sketch on it. And if you, nope, I think I selected the wrong plane. Hold on. All right, so now I have my plane 7 selected. I'm going to make a sketch and I'm going to do this. I'm going to select this plane and over here there should be can zoom to selection. There we go. Now I have my plane 7. So once again, I'm going to make another circle. I'm going to grab my circle tool. I'm going to start up at the origin. This is my circle. I'm going to go into Smart Dimension. And I'm going to make this one to be 1.5 inches wide. All right. So now I will exit my sketch. I will go into next plane now. And I will make a sketch in the next plane. And guess what I'm going to make? I'm going to make a circle. Starting with the origin, this one is going to be 1 inch in diameter, and 1 inch radius, excuse me. Right, it's going to have 1 inch radius. Why? Because the one on the bottom had 1 inch radius. All right, so let me zoom to fit. So you can see I now have this shape, right? What I'm trying to make a vase. So it's going to go, so this is the bottom, this is the thick part, this is the little neck, and now I'm going to have a little opening. So make sure you exit your sketch, and I'm going to select plane 5. I'm going to make a sketch. I'm going to once again make a circle that's centered in origin. I'm going to grab my smart dimension, and the size of this circle is going to be 1.5. We'll exit sketch. All right, so now I have this tool. So what I can do right now, I kind of want to look at my planes a little bit. So first things first, I'm going to hide some planes. So if you click on the front plane, I obviously don't need the front plane and the right plane. I'm going to grab front plane, and I'm going to click hide. So that one's gone. I'm going to grab top plate. I'm not using it. I'm going to hide that. I'm going to grab right plane. I'm not using it. I'm going to hide it. Okay. So now I have this shape. And what I want to do next is I want to turn this into a vase. So the command for this would be, I would go into features and I would go into loft boss base. So what it tells you, it's going to tell you to select profiles, and it also will tell you to select the points. So I'm going to select this point over here. I'm going to select this point over here. And you can see it gives me a little preview how that's going to go. I'm going to select this point over here. And I'm going to select this point over here. So if you move those points, you can change the shape a little bit. So notice I moved it over here, my shape changed. I move it over here, my shape becomes quite different. So I move this one, it becomes narrower. This one, it becomes a little wider. So you can play around with this a little bit to see. What it seems to me like, though, is that I would like for my shape to be a little wider over here in the middle. And it does not seem to be like I can actually fix that by moving this point around. I think I just need a bigger diameter for my circle. So I'm going to exit my loft. I'm going to select. I'm going to go ahead and edit this sketch. So this one was sketch 6. So I'm going to go into it. I'm going to edit it. And I'm going to select this dimension. And instead of 1.5, I'm going to make it 2 inches. Okay. So now I'm going to exit the sketch. And I'm going to try my loft boss again. So now I'm going to select this point. Select this point. Select this point. I'm going to select this point. Okay, so this looks a lot better. So let's move these points around a little bit to see if we can make it a little more interesting looking. And you can see I'm literally adjusting the shape until I get what I think I want. So this looks like a pretty nice vase to me. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And now I have a vase. I have a lovely vase. I can turn it around. You can see. And yeah, you see this little line. This is a computer generated line that actually follows the pattern of how I selected my points, right? This point through here, through here, through here, right? So this is a computer generated curve. So what else can I do with this? Well, I can shell it, right? Well, first of all, I can hide my planes. So I can just look at my three-dimensional object now. There we go. It's a nice vase. Well, I can shell it, right? So I'm going to go into shell command, and I'm going to make my vase thickness to be 0.2 inches, and I'm going to select my face. And of course, I'm going to shell it inwards. So let's take a look. So now I have a perfectly nicely shelled out vase. And then I can do all sorts of interesting things to it. I can fillet my edges and things like that, so I can do that. So I'm gonna grab a fillet and I'm gonna fillet this edge. There we go. And now I think my vase is ready. So I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it as vase 1. And there you go.